your nose, like you can take him to the right a little bit or to the left upside or whatever you do. I mean, come on, the cells, they will improve themselves. Okay, you know what? You can improve many things. After 1 billion years, the woman is still a woman after 1 billion years, if there is 1 billion years, as they claim. And why a human being is still stupid if we can improve the cells? I mean, how do you explain all the stupidity we see around us, including your comment? So if a human being, I mean, look, you said, is the evidence 100 true? Like, what the heck? So why you call it evidence? How evidence, they can be called evidence, and you are agreeing they are not 100% true. So they are evidence, but only 70% true, and 30% are not. But then the whole evidence is gone, because evidence cannot be evidence, because evidence, the whole thing have to complete each other to make it an evidence. Does this mean there is evidence that is 100% true? I mean, who is talking here? Somebody, like, I don't know what you are eating, man. And the improves of organisms, you know, like it's a joke, because there is no such a thing, and nothing really changed. And you are trying to compare animals to other animals, saying this was used to be this one, but we have still that one, and that one is different. Why all the monkeys, they're still monkeys? I mean, why in the world the monkey want to be a monkey? Or what he need to do, he changed his look, he joined Democrat, and he voted for, you know what, the only proof for evolution you have is the Sleepy Joe. I saw like an animal who is so slow, you know, in his sleep, when he in the middle of he's eating his sleep, you know, Sleepy Joe. Is that the evolution you're talking about? This is a cat, but after some time the cat, she will turn into a dog, because it's better to be a dog. And the cat will, you know, improve the organ, or like, what is that? So you see, Darwinism is not only improving if it's about a changing of a species to be something else. Secondly, the decision of such a thing to happen is impossible, because that will break the whole system. You cannot do little change. What little change? And who is the one who will decide to make the little change? What is the brain who is making that decision? Did you find it? And you are talking about biology? I find it extremely silly when people, they try to defend this funny, stupid, silly theory. It's embarrassment, actually, for a man, for the brain of a human being. You know, in school we learned that when the apple fell down, he saw the apple in the tree, and then they come to the conclusion, okay, so the big object the gravity will work this way, the big object will grab the small object, and now they discover this is not always true. If it is too small, the big object will not have impact on it. The smaller it is, the harder for the gravity to take it down. This is why we have dust flying. It can fly for days before I settle down, because there's nothing moving it. Why? Because it's so light. You go in your basement, you look at the window of your basement when the sun is there, you will find billions of little tiny things flying. Like, what the heck is that? Shouldn't the earth grab it? Isn't it the gravity grabbing everything is flying? Unless there is a resistance? Like somebody flying with wings or engine, like airplane? Why they are not coming down? How that will happen over years? Look at this guy. We just got you a scientist and he is laughing at it, and we can show you a million scientists laughing at this theory. How those change will happen? You did not tell us how. Who is going to make the change? Who is going to make the decision? You know, when last time I speak about the permission, which is the simple, you know, the most simple, let us say, cell. So this simple cell is going to change. No problem. We will go with your stupidity. And I call it stupidity. But who is going to make decision that this is the final product will be after 1 billion years? Because remember, you are not changing little, you are changing to change everything later. The improvement is about deleting some and keeping some. But in order to do such a thing, there is a brain have to be the designer of the future product, the final product, how it's going to be after 1 billion years. Who is the one is making that decision? Are we listening? This cat is scary. No, she is laughing at the theory. She's like, I told her, you know, I told her it used to be a dog. Actually, I told her her future, you know. I sent her WhatsApp because those are evolution tech cats. They are high tech, you know. They are not like they are from the Silicon Valley. So I told her, this is after 1 billion years. This is how you look like, you know. You will wear pajama, and you will become a dog. Finally, okay, you will not stay as a cat because now you are improving yourself. You are going to a higher level. And even there's a donkey, you know, the neighbor have a donkey. I told him you will be a horse. Just wait. You know, you work in it. Just be, you know, like don't give up. You are a donkey. But 1 million years from now, you will become a horse because you are improving yourself. It's just little touch here and there, and you will, you know, you will change. I don't want to talk about this anymore, but I find that those people are really silly, yet they claim to be educated. And actually, I find them very much like Muslims. You know, they surrender themselves without thinking, and suddenly they became like scientists too. Like you have a lack of understanding of the theory. No, I don't. It's you who don't understand what you are saying. Evidence is evidence. If evidence cannot be true 100%, you don't call it evidence. Call it case study, call it research project, call it whatever, but this is not evidence then. Either it's 100% true, or it's not. We're talking about science here, not metaphorical things. Like, I can bring a verse in a book, doesn't matter what book, somebody make a statement. And each one of us give us different interpretation. Because it can have many meanings, but it's not science. But when it's come to science, that's it. We cannot have 1 billion interpretation for a phrase of science. I don't know why the Chinese, you know, when the Chinese, they say he left as a donkey, never come back as a horse. I don't know who said that. This is against Darwin evolution. I mean, come on. He lived as a donkey, never come back as a horse. No, he can come as a horse, but just wait a billion years from now. He will improve his organs, and he will be, he will change it the way his lips is. He will become bigger, taller, yeah. And even his voice will change. So, if you are a person who believes in this, and the funny, he says, the story in Genesis, we don't take it literally. What does the story of Genesis have to do with this anyway? Secondly, who are you to decide what is literally or not? Or like how you can confirm? You are the person who speaks about science. How you can confirm that it's not meant to be literally? You see, I'm just going with you. I mean, a person who wants to use his brain. Who is the one who decides if this is literally or not? You see, the one who wrote the words is the only one who can tell if he meant literally or not. Not you, not me. So again, you try to make assumption, and you are just a person, look like you're a person looking for a solution by assumption, and you call it evidence. And the improvement of a human being is not true. A human being became more ugly, more disgusting, more evil, more sick. He's not getting better. Not even close to be better. And if you go and study a human being, let us say you're a person who believes in billions of years, and they say to you they find like some bodies, or they look close to human, but they are not a human, whatever it is. What happened? They improved themselves, and they became, what happened after the improvement? They die? They vanished? If we take a human being history, like the maximum we have, maybe 5,000 years. Okay, a human being 5,000 years ago, he was different from a human being now? How much improvement we have in 5,000 years? Where is the improvement? So don't take what those people, like we send our children to school, yes, but in our schools we have idiots who teach you how to be an idiot, not to how to be smart. Don't take what teachers they say to you for granted. And when I say teacher, it doesn't matter, including me. If I am teaching you something, search it, study it, think about it. Otherwise, you are just an idiot. You are just a receiver machine. You receive, and whatever people say to you, you take it. I went to school, and I heard the teacher, and he did not convince me for a second. I found it very stupid and very silly. And the proof that a human being is not doing the evolution is you adopting a theory and teaching it as a fact. The same as you do with the Big Bang. Every school teaching the Big Bang, but there's no proof of it. There's no proof whatsoever. There is a telescope, I think it was in California. They were receiving messages from the space, brother. The news, TV station talk about it. In certain time in the day, they are receiving messages. Alien are contacting with us. CIA. They could not explain it. NASA, they confirm it. We are receiving communication from aliens. It's true. And after 22 years, they found that it was a microwave in the building. When a guy, he go to make a coffee, they received that message. So they did fool people for more than 20 years about receiving messages, and they needed translators, and they want to study the language, and the language is consistent each time we receive the same exact thing, and how we can, you know, translate this, and yeah, blah 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 blah. And then it turned to be a guy making coffee with the microwave, and when the microwave broke, the messages stopped. A microwave. How many hours in TV they spend, how much money they make from this propaganda, this lie. There's an alien, the Bigfoot man. There's a Bigfoot in my backyard. So I find that those, you know, they claim to be scientists, but, you know, people, they are attached to mystery, attached to fictions, you know, they love it. Just say to them, alien, like spaceship. There's a spaceship, you know, seen by the Navy. I mean, can you really believe it? That the Navy, and they have a radar, and they have missiles the most advanced, and they will see something flying in the top of them, and they will not shoot it down? Especially it's confirmed that it's not an airline. Or what? They will just watch? I mean, who is the stupid here? You know what I mean? So imagine that we have like an airplane carrier cost billions and trillions of dollars, and then we allow a spaceship, brother, to fly in the top of us, and we record it by the phone, by the phone, or even by the radar, and we do nothing about it. Look, what if this is from the enemy? He want to shoot you. How they enter our space? How we allow them? Since when American, they allow something to enter their space and let it go with all the advanced weapon we have? What a joke. And on every TV station talk about it, and the dummy and the funny, you know, like right now, you type spaceship. If I say right now, change the title, I saw a spaceship in my backyard, I will have 1 million views by the end of the day. If I say a Christian Prince, he got improved in looking, nobody will look, because they will know, still look bad. People, they love fictions, they love stupidity. This is why if you make a video about the Batman, the guy, he jumped from a building to building. I mean, nobody question how the guy, he jumped. And this is the evolution. It's in your head. I mean, the guy, he make like what? He make like something come from his fingers, and what is that? A Spider-Man is Spider-Man, come on. The man who became a spider, very easy. So what is complicated about it? I mean, why it's hard to believe? First, it's an American movie, which must be true. Like American, you know, movies, American heroes, they're gone. It's like a Turkish actor in Turkey. He was appearing in all the movies. All the movies of Turkey, he's the only hero. He is the only lover. It's like James Bond, you know, like that's what people like. They love stupidity. They enjoy it. They relax with it. They love the fantasy of the stupidity. And maybe this evolution thing give them like let's say a comfort zone of who we used to be. It's like fill up some empty space in the vacuum machine we have in our head. We have to fill it up with something to make it believe in something, even if it's stupid and there's no proof of it. Thank you for those who say nice words to me. I apologize if I don't answer you. I know you do not need me to say nice things to you. Yeah, I said no. Spider-Man is real, man. Don't be sad. Okay. I mean, and they talk about science. You see, everything exists for a reason. Even the machines we made them for a reason. Very simple method to understand things. But in order to make a design, you don't design a spaceship by thinking first about making a fire. No, we did not reach the spaceship by making a step-by-step. Spaceship, all of it is one design. It's different way even of flying from an airplane. So if we decide to take one screw from the spaceship most likely is going to fail, because that screw exists there for a reason. It's holding something. You take it off, something wrong will go. Like we Middle Eastern, when we buy something, let us say you order something online, you order the table, you know, we don't read the manual, you know, like the manual, sorry, we never read manual. And then you start putting things together, like you put screws here, screws there, you know, and then you find after you finish putting the table and the chairs, you find like there's 50 screws are not needed. They are extra. Or you take a part from the car, and then when you put it back, you find like they have 5 screws extra. Like, where they come from? Somebody saying to me, "Did you finish your high school?" To be honest with you, they fired me before I finished the high school, and I did the exam by myself, you know, because they fired me from the school. Are you happy now? I used to be fired for anything happening in the school, even if it's not me. Because, like, you know, you have reputation. Anything happened, they will say it's him. Are you happy now? And did you finish your high school? Yeah, I finished my high school. But the only certificate I have is a driving license. Are you happy now? You are the educated one. You are the one who's smart. Yeah, they fired me. They fired me from the whole country high school, you know. Because I was like, you know, a very, very good person in the school. Actually, I was, you know, but I mean, I'm like a revolutionary person, let us say. I don't accept things is not right. And I flip things upside down on them. But anyway, with the school, without school, who cares? I finished my high school, I get a good grade, I joined university, I finished my university, I finished my master's degree, blah, 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 blah. School, teachers never make you as smart. It is you who work in yourself. Not even books make you smart. Because what if the book is written by an idiot? What if this book is full of false information? Most of the books actually are written by, you know, by idiots. Especially, you know, like philosophy books, you know. The philosophy, like, well, you know, philosophy. What is philosophy? Philosophy is how to play with words. I mean, and a smart person try to play with the mind of a fool. That is philosophy. Someone who is more intelligent, he can use ideas together in order to convince someone he is not fit for that person. That they call him philosopher. But when you read a book of a philosopher, you find that after reading his book, you are more confused from before reading the book. So what's the point of this philosophy? Do you remember the Arabian guy, he went to learn logic? First time he joined, that, you know, they introduced logic in the Middle East. This is new. So the guy, he asked the teacher, "Hey sir, what is logic? What is this class about? Logic, philosophy and logic, what is that?" The teacher, he said, logic is to learn about something from knowing something else, something you do not know, from something you know. The student, he's still confused. He said, like what? How? He said, okay, I will ask you a question. So he said to him, do you have a chain? Chain, you know, at home? The guy, he said, yes. The teacher, he said, as long as you have a chain, that's when you have a dog. He said, yeah, that's true. He said, as long as you have a chain and you have a dog, that's mean you have a yard. He said, absolutely. He said, as long as you have a chain, you have a dog, you have a yard, that's mean you have a nice house. He said, yes, sir, you are right. He said, as long as you are a chain, you have a chain, you have a dog, you have a yard, you have a nice house, that's mean there is somebody have to take care of all this house, and that's your mother. He said, absolutely, you are correct. And because you have a chain and you have a dog and you have a yard and you have a big house and your mother taking of it, from here we learn that your mother, she is a good women. The student was astonished. So the teacher said, see, from asking you about the chain, we were able to know that your mother is good. Now, the idiot, he learned philosophy and logic. So he went out of the school. He just learned philosophy and logic. So the first person he met in the street, he said to him, do you have a chain? He said, no. He said, your mother is a whore. Like, what? Well, this is what he learned. If you have a chain, your mother is good. What about the person who don't have a chain? So every human being, he understands his logic based in his stupidity, not his intelligence. The teacher was smarter than the student, but he is more stupid than the student. Because what the chain have to do with having a dog? There's a billion things to use for the chain. But when you are a fool, anyone can use you and abuse you. And when you are a fool, you learn your own logic. And you create your own fancy logic. But not necessarily is true. The logic of a Muslim that he pray to Allah 5 times a day and then Allah will make his penis endless. There's more than 1 billion human beings, they are convinced with it. True, it's true, brother, logical. But nobody want to ask himself, okay, how in the world I want to walk with this penis which is endless? I mean, I'm going to walk backward or forward? Backward is possible because you drag it, you know, I mean, I don't want to go in details. So, I advise people, when you, before you say things, try to think, you know, try to use your brain. God, he gave us a brain, and all of us, not certain people. No, that's not true. All of you can be extreme smart. All what you need to do is use the gift. Don't be just a follower. Nothing wrong, by the way, by being a follower. But follow someone smart. So you can learn from him how to get smarter. Associating with donkey will not make you a horse and will not make you smarter. If I sit with a smart person for 5 minutes, and those 5 minutes is going to be very useful 5 minutes for me because he is smarter than me, more educated than me. I will have a benefit of sitting with this person. But when I sit with an idiot for 5 years, I will graduate as an idiot like him because he will take me down. He will take me backward. He will teach me things I should not do. You associate with someone, he think that drugs is good. What you would do after associating, living with this person, or thinking it's, you agree with him after some time because it's fun. That's what he told you. It's fun. You take drugs. How many of you here smoke? How many of you people smoke? Don't be shy, it's okay. If you smoke, give us one, please. And don't forget, don't worry, I'm not going to say anything bad about you. How many of you smoke? Nobody here smoke? Like, come on. See, there are... For the last time, who is here smoke? Otherwise, I will smoke you. I used to be smoked for 5 years. Okay, I don't know. How are you? Humble warrior, he said, I do. My friend, humble. Question I want you to ask yourself. Why you smoke? What is the benefit? And what is the purpose? Do you believe in the evolution too? Like after smoking, you will turn a different person? Actually, this is what they try to do to you when you were a kid. There's a video actually about a person, he is teaching you how to be confident. I made a video about it before, if you remember. He said, he was like describing a guy in a movie, how he is so powerful, like how he put a leg in the top of the other leg. Mean, that is something. And then he asked her if she have a light, and he grabbed a cigarette. Look at this. So this guy in this video, he is teaching you how to be a confident man who attract women to you. How you attract women? You wear shiny shoes, and you put the right leg in the top of the other one, and then you grab from your left jacket pocket your cigarette box, and you ask the lady, do you have a light? And she look at you. She cannot resist. That's it. You have a cigarette in your hand, but it's not in fire yet, and now she will fire you up because she cannot resist. That's it. So this is how they fool the people. This is the guy is giving you advice in YouTube how to be a self-confident. A cigarette will make you self-confident. You know, when I used to go hunting, I never take a gun with me. I take a cigarette. I mean, who care about, like, if a bear come to you or a hyena, or come on, I will take the cigarette. I look at the bear. The bear is like, will be scared. He will be attracted to me, actually. He will like chase me, but he will not hurt me because I have a cigarette. I'm confident now. I mean, how in the world this logic work? How those people function? So my friend, those who smoke, ask yourself, why you smoke? You're burning. You know, once I went with a friend, you know, we were like, went for hunting, and he have his wife with him. And he have his cigarette box. I took the cigarette box and I throw it in the fire. He got so upset. He said, why you do that? What, I'm going to buy a cigarette box now when you are in the middle of nowhere? I said, didn't you buy it to burn it? He said, what? I said, didn't you buy this box to burn it? I just burn it for you. This is exactly what you do. You spend your money to burn it. Why a human being want? You don't want to use his brain. You are not only burning your money, you are burning your lung, you are burning your body, you smell bad, you smell like a chimney. And in the age of 50, 40, you will not be able to run for 10 meters. So why you do it? So you see, because they convince us in certain time that this is what will make me look like a man, or that will make you look like an attractive woman. So they start smoking. Now you go in the street, you see everybody using the hookah. You know the hookah? In the Arab Middle East, we call it shisha. So the shisha of the Muslims coming all over in America and in Europe. Those young kids who they are smoking this stupid thing, which is very disgusting, very dangerous, very harmful. But because not only you who smoke, you will hurt everyone around you. You are literally smoking a box of cigarette when you do it. Why people do that to themselves? What is their intelligence? What happened? What is the improvement? Is that how we improve our life? We smoke? We take drugs? Where is those cells of Darwin? They are not working. Because look like the cell, it makes decision, and the decision is always right. But this is not the story. This is not the story. Human being getting more and more, behind. He's not getting smarter. He's not even getting close to be smart. You will see a poor person, hardly he can afford to make living. Hardly he can make money to buy a sandwich in poor countries, and he's smoking. Why in the world you want to do that? You cannot even make living. You cannot even buy food. Why? How much money you burn? Drugs theme says, delete your pointless channel, bro. Okay, my friend, I took my advice. I decided to delete you from my channel. Take care. You see, I have my logic, and my logic is I will use the first word you say to me. Delete. And you are gone. And the funny is that you are saying to me that my channel is pointless, yet you are here. So what point you were following when you came here? The pointless? So you go to YouTube looking for pointless channel to click there and join the chat, and you subscribe, because remember you have to subscribe first. And then after you join the pointless channel, you tell the guy who